Hi, I'm Amy Eckert with DAWGS Prison Program.
I'm Stephen Eckert. I'm married to Amy.
And DAWGS is an acronym, so DAWGS stands for Dogs Achieving Wellness and Good Structure. We're a prison-based rescue and dog training facility. We're here today to answer some questions that we've had on our Facebook page.
And once again, thank you for continued support and interest in what we do. Try our best to get each dog into new homes every day.
We'll do a quick intro with a couple of our helpers today. We have Growler. He's a little mini poodle, of course a rescue. He's about 10 years old.
And we have one of my working dogs, Isis. She's a mixed breed, and she's going to be 9 years old in October.
Yep. And then we have the clown of the group, Mr. Bosco. He's Catahoula Leopard mix, and he's about 3 years old. He's having a great time.
Yes.
Our first question comes in, and they're asking, what does the adoption fee include? And that's spay and neuter, age-appropriate vaccinations, so that would be your December parvo shots and rabies. We also do kennel cough. The dogs are all fully vet checked. They're microchipped, and they come with flea prevention as well, and heartworm test. And we also do send them home with our Interceptor Plus to continue their heartworm prevention. We do 4-week training at the prison, and then we also add on a 4-week group class with us at our training facility.
Okay, so another question we get frequently is what happens to the dogs that don't get adopted after 4 weeks of training?
So with our rescue, the dogs will stay there until the proper home is found. We do not kick the dogs out after 4 weeks, so we've had dogs stay as long as 2-3 months until their proper home is found. So They will stay there until the right family comes along.
Yep, and because in our experience we've seen other programs that the dogs go back to wherever rescue that they came from, and what ends up happening, the dogs begin, if they don't practice their skills just like humans, their skills will fade. So we want to keep dogs sharp and have them nice and fresh and ready to go into the new home.
Our next question is, what does the meet and greet entail? So meet and greets are done at each facility. So you will be going to a state or federal prison, perfectly safe. The visits are done strictly outside. Obviously you would leave your cell phone in the car, that is not permitted, but we bring all the dogs out front and we show all the dogs at one time at each facility. So if you're interested in seeing all of our dogs, you do need to travel to each facility to see everybody. If there's one that really catches your eye, we can let you know which facility that dog is in and then meet you there.
And another thing is, if you have any smart electronics, wearables, leave those in the car too.
Yes, they are not permitted.
Yes, the people, the staff will not be happy to have you guys walking around with electronics on you.
Yes.
Okay, so another one of our questions for the meet and greets is it first come, first adopted to? The answer is no. We try to match up the right dogs with the right homes. So, give you an example, if you're somebody who is a couch potato and doesn't spend a lot of time out walking, we're probably not going to adopt you a Border Collie mix. Because those type of dogs will need a lot of exercise and walking, and once again, we want to make sure the dog succeeds. We're the dog's advocate. So, we might have people that come to meet a dog, and we really like those people, but they want a dog that doesn't match their lifestyle or maybe their energy, or maybe the home isn't the right setting for a particular dog, but we might like them and try to match them up with a dog that will fit that particular family.
So be open. Be open when you're visiting dogs.
Yes, and if we say no, don't take it personally. Once again, we're the dog's advocate. We want the dog to succeed. Another question we get is how long after a successful meet and greet will be till the dog's adopted to the new home. So.
And that really depends on where they are in their training program. Our training program is a 4-week minimum. So if you come at the beginning of that, then you may have to wait a couple weeks till the dog's ready. If you come towards the middle or the end, it's not going to be long at all. We do, with our adoption criteria, we do vet references, so that it needs to get done, and we do a home visit prior to adoption. We never do an adoption where you come and meet the dog and take the dog the same day. So it is a process. Everybody in the family needs to come and meet the dog as well. So we want to make sure that we do not do surprise adoptions where the people do not know that a dog's getting adopted.
If you're looking for a Christmas present or surprise birthday gift, we're not the people to come to. And also, if you have any pets, other dogs, by all means, arrange it with us to bring your dog to the meet and greet. We'll test them safely on leash to make sure that it's a good matchup for your other pets as well.
Absolutely.
Okay, so another question we often get as well, do we train for service dogs or emotional support dogs? So the answer to that is?
No. Our dogs, we're looking for pet homes for them. Many of our dogs have been failed by humans in the past, so we want to put them in a home where they can just be a pet, where there's no huge expectations that they have to go in for service work or anything else for extensive training. Now we do offer therapy dogs. A lot of our dogs can then go into therapy dog training. Therapy dogs are not service dogs, so really do your due diligence and know what the difference is between the three. Therapy dogs cannot go into restaurants and churches and all these other things. They are for specifically schools, nursing homes, that type of thing.
Or just like once again, Amy was saying about dogs going to nursing homes. Therapy dogs go inside and they bring joy to people around them. So it's they come in that if somebody hasn't had a dog in a long time, dog can spend some time with that particular person. So some of our dogs, one of our dogs went into a reading program for children where kids who feel uneasy with reading amongst their classmates, they can sit down in front of the dog and the dog will sit there and be very patient with the child, and the child can read to the dog. So we've had a dog go through our program. We've done that. We've had other just regular
we've had many
therapy
dogs. Many
yes.
therapy dogs, yes.
And also many of the dogs that have gone through our program would make outstanding candidates for dog sports such as obedience, dog agility, coursing. The dogs that we've seen some dogs come through here that are amazingly talented.
Absolutely. Another question we get is, what kind of dogs are we looking for the program? We do take most of our dogs from overwhelmed shelters in the South, also rescues as well. We will accept some privately owned. They do best if they're active, under usually the age of 3 years old. We take a lot of puppies in as well too, and outgoing, friendly, confident. Shy, nervous dogs do not do well in such a huge environment like a prison. It is very loud, there's a lot of people. We do not accept any aggression cases, whether it's with dogs or with people, so that's out. And then real fearful dogs are another candidate they don't work, in there.
Yeah, we'll handle some behavioral challenges as we look into different dogs. The reason we don't take the aggressive dogs is the dogs have to be safe for not only the handlers to work with, they also have to be safe for the staff as well. We don't want to see anybody get bit. We don't also want to see a dog that shouldn't be in that type of situation put into a situation like that.
And we don't want to set any dogs up to fail.
Yeah, no dog deserves to fail.
No.
Okay, another question. Who oversees the program at the prisons? Does someone watch the dog handler interaction 24/7?
So the answer is yes. It's a prison, so there are cameras everywhere. There are staff there 24/7. The handlers are chosen by the prison staff. We have nothing to do with who is chosen to go into the program. Now, if they are working with us and if we had an issue, obviously the prison staff listens to our recommendations on whether they should be in the program or not. It's very, very rare that we've ever had to say that there is an issue. These guys go above and beyond. If there is a limp, a sniffle, anything going on with these dogs, we are known about it. They call us immediately.
Promptly.
Immediately. They are very worried for their dog's health. Many times this is the first time they've ever had to care for something living other than themselves. And they take great pride when we come in to show this is what the dog's trained to do. Look, I trained it to do a paw, or whatever new trick or what new command that they're learning. So the guys are really take a lot of pride in with their dogs, and they want them to be healthy and happy and succeed.
And we have a lot of great feedback from the staff at all the prisons we work with. Once again, they keep an eye on if they see something that one of the handlers maybe don't see, we find out very quickly.
Absolutely.
So
yep. We are very hands-on with our program. So we are in each prison twice weekly, as well as on weekends for visits. If there was an issue with a dog, we know about it right away. As a trainer and with behavior, we would know if there's any issues. A lot of people worry that the dogs are getting abused or neglected in some way. These dogs are thriving. They put on at least 10 pounds in the month that they're there. Their coat is shiny, they're clean, they're very, very well loved.
And often enough, when we're bringing dogs in and out for meet and greets, we'll have offenders inside that aren't part of the programs calling the dogs out by name.
Yes.
Generally, the majority of the inmate population knows the name of the dogs within about a week to 2 weeks of the dogs being
Yes,
there.
everybody
So
knows.
everybody knows a certain dog coming through.
Yep.
You know, they'll be hollering out for, you know, one dog in right now named Fancy. Everybody's yelling to Fancy as
Yes.
she's walking on through.
Yep.
And when the other prisons, we have Serena and Venus, and the guys are, we have once again bringing them up for the meet and greets, and we have a couple of the other you know, the main line walking out, and you have like 50 some guys, you know,
Yep.
calling out to the dogs.
Absolutely.
So you get a you have a lot of good support with the dogs being inside there.
And another thing is, many times this is the best these dogs have ever had it in their life.
Yes.
You know, these dogs have been thrown away, put into high kill shelters, overwhelmed rescues where all they can do is feed them water, maybe a quick pet, and that's it. They are living with someone 24/7. Our program, you know, we've provided crates. The crates are in the handler's cells, so they are with somebody 24/7, and every need that these dogs possibly have, they're met, and they're met quickly.
And
Yeah.
this is one truth with the dogs in the program. They are the only things that don't want to leave the prison.
Yes.
So, but you can see it all the time when I'm bringing a dog out. There's been times where I'm literally trying to move the dog out of there,
Yes.
and the dog is resisting me and trying to pull back to its handler.
They love their handlers.
Yes.
Yes.
The handlers really devote an amazing amount of time and effort to help these dogs out. Okay, another question we get often: do we keep up or help any of the inmates that participate with the program? No, we don't. And the reason is we sign agreements with the State Department of Corrections for Pennsylvania and the Federal Bureau of Prisons not to have any contact with any of the handlers once they leave the prison. So it's a safety protocol just for everybody involved. So we can't have any contact with any of the handlers. So as much as we want to see the handlers succeed that leave, one of the handlers that left, he was telling me before he left he was going to be opening a boarding kennel where he was living at. So you see you'll see handlers that come to the program that are interested in dog-themed employment. Another handler is considering going into grooming, and he's really interested in doing mobile grooming back at the area he came from. So we're always rooting for the handlers to succeed as well, because they put all this time and energy helping us, and we put all the time and energy into teaching them all these valuable skills. These guys, you want the offenders coming out of the prisons better than they went in. So when they come out better than they came in, we all win. Okay, a question we often get as well: what are the criteria for the handlers to participate in any of our programs? So once again, the Department of Corrections or Bureau of Prisons, depending on which prison you're talking about, picks the handlers for our programs. Now, the criteria that we asked for specifically was no history of animal abuse. So if there's any history of animal cruelty, any crimes relating to an animal, that we don't want those type of people in our program. Another one that we agree with all the prisons we work with, any offenders with sex crimes. For obvious reasons, we don't any sex offenders of any type really handling the dogs with the programs. And also with some of the offenders in our program, we do have lifers, people with life sentences that are in our program as well. And really, those are the handlers that really take the program the most serious. So these guys have really all the time in the world to handle the dogs and improve the dogs' lives. So they're amongst our best handlers that go through our program. Okay, and most important question we always get is: are we looking for volunteers to help us?
Answer is yes. Big, huge yes. So what do volunteers do with our program? They can help with meet and greets. So that's outside of the prison, just handling dogs, helping us talk to people, and interactions with people that are coming to look for adoptions. We desperately always need help with home visits, checking out new houses, kind of explaining the program, to other people. Fundraising is a big one. We're a
Yes.
very small organization, so the more people that can help us, the better. One thing we do not allow is there's no interaction between the volunteers and the actual offenders. So volunteers do not go into any of the prisons. They will be outside, strictly outside with us, with the dogs.
Yes. The only ones that are going inside the prisons to work with the offenders, just us.
Yep. Yep. And that's safety for everybody and to continue the program. Yep.
Once again, thank you again for all the questions. If you have any other questions down the road, leave them in the comments below. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel. You hit the bell for notifications as well. That'd be fantastic. We always try to add new videos or updates to whatever's going on in our program. Like our Facebook page as well, DAWGS Prison Programs. And we'll see you all.
Talk soon.
We'll see you all down the road.